Hey, what's up guys? Today I want to talk about 5 watch brands that I just can't in good conscience tell you should buy at retail. And I actually like most of these brands, but there's just such a strong disparity between the MSRP and what these watches sell for on the gray market or pre-owned that there's just no upside whatsoever to buying these watches at full retail price. So we'll just get into it. The first brand is Hublot. A lot of people feel strongly about this brand one way or another, and that's because the retail price on these watches is nowhere near cheap. A lot of the entry-level pieces are already into the same price range as many other brands' more desirable and expensive pieces. Hublot does use ETA movements for the majority of their watches, although they are using some in-house movements with some of their watches now. And that's what people's big issue is with this brand. Personally, I think Hublot has some of the most visually appealing watches and that the actual quality is excellent. This is something I didn't really appreciate until I was able to get my hands on these watches in person. And I'm not justifying the cost of the watches, and I wish that all their watches did feature in-house movement, but aesthetically, I like their watches a lot. Although their bigger sizes isn't going to be for everyone. I'm a bigger guy, so I think it fits me just fine. You're able to find Hublot watches for 33 to 40% off on average very regularly on the gray market. But I'm going to take this a step further, and I'm going to tell you that I would not pick up a Hublot unless it was used. On the used market, these watches take a significant price drop. For example, I've recently seen a $33,000 Big Bang that was on sale for $8,000 used in pretty good shape. You're able to pick up these watches that retailed at that price mark, guys, above 30 grand for like under 10K, no problem. Even some of their gold models or rose gold models take a giant price cut on the used market. And if you're able to pick up these watches from there, the bulk of the value lost on this watch, it's already happened. So you're not going to really lose money from there. And that's why it just don't make sense to buy these watches new. So definitely if you want to buy a Hublot, I do it used. Up next, we got Frederique Constant. This is a brand I see for sale in a lot of jewelers when I walk in. But this brand just isn't as popular in the United States as it is in some other countries. I think this brand makes some great looking dress watches, and they do sell both watches with a quartz and with mass produced movements like Sellita or ETA, but they do have in-house movements on many of their watches. You just have to look out for the word manufacturer in the watch title. They even sell some watches with a tourbillon. They do make some very interesting pieces. And listen to this, you can find their watches on the gray market between 40 and 75% off, no problem. Especially when it comes to the entry-level pieces. I want you guys to check this out. This is the Index Automatic. It comes with a modified Sellita SW200. The MSRP for this watch is $1,500. But you can pick this watch up on the gray market for just over $400. I think that's a great deal, but if you bought it new, you're taking a hit. I've been wanting to add a Frederique Constant to my collection. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. I'd like to pick up one of the World Timers with the in-house movement. I think this is a great looking watch, and I think it's a great alternative to Patek Philippe World Timer because I just don't have the kind of cash for that. And look, it even comes with a 24 karat gold rotor. This is a great looking watch in my eyes. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I want to know what you guys think about this watch. And if sports watches are more your style, guys, check out Alpina. They're the sister company to Frederique Constant, but I don't want to feature them on today's list because everything I said about Frederique Constant pretty much goes the same for Alpina except the style of watches they make. But you can find them for similar prices used or on the gray market. Don't buy them new. Third brand, we got Ball. And it hurts me to say you shouldn't support this brand by buying these watches at retail because I really want this brand to succeed It's just the way the market is right now, it just does not make sense. This might actually be the best value for money brand on today's list, and possibly one of the best value for money brands you can get into right now if you're a new collector. Ball is a Swiss watch company that was founded in 1891 in Ohio by Webster C. Ball, and it has some serious ties to the railroad industry. A lot of heritage here, guys. Webster C. Ball started this company after a deadly crash in which two trains were traveling at opposite directions because one of the conductor's watches was running slow. Webster set up the use of his own highly reliable and accurate watches to all railroad employees to make sure everyone was on the same page. That's some pretty cool heritage. I've been a big fan of Ball for a long time, but just until recently, I've only seen their watches online. When you see these watches in person, the quality, the detailing, the polish, it's all there. Take a look at this Trainmaster Cannonball chronograph. This watch has a retail price of just under $4,000, but I've recently seen this watch on sale on the gray market for $1,200. This watch does not look or feel like a $1,200 watch. It looks and feels like it would cost $4,000. I would argue that it should cost $4,000 because the craftsmanship is there, but that's just not what the market shows. So I sure as hell ain't gonna pay $4,000. Ball does use ETA movements, but so do a lot of other brands at this price point. This is definitely a brand that I want to add to my collection in the near future. Just don't pay retail, but if you do pick this watch up for a good price, you're actually getting quite a lot. Okay, fourth, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. And it's almost a joke, but I feel like I need to warn any new collectors that might be watching this video. This brand's Invicta. I don't want to talk about the quality or aesthetics right now of these watches because that's a whole nother conversation. But both people who love and hate this brand can usually agree that they don't like this brand's marketing. All of their watches have a ridiculously high retail price that they never actually sell for, and they're always on sale for like 90% off. Always. I don't even know where you might find an Invicta watch at full retail, but to any new collectors, if you do, just run away. Do not buy this watch at full retail, because if you do, you'll probably be the only person in the country to have bought this watch at full retail, and you're gonna regret that decision for the rest of your life. Alright guys, last brand on today's video is Longines. I actually have a Longines on my wrist. That's the Hydro Conquest. I did buy this watch from an authorized dealer. The list price on this watch was $1,275. I was able to pick it up for $1,200. So you are able to get it below retail at an AD. Knowing that, don't pay full price. And you can also find this watch on the gray market for $900. So if I bought it there, I would have saved $100. Used, this watch can be found for around $800. So if you pick this watch up at a good price, it's actually going to retain a decent amount of value. And that's more than can be said for a lot of $1,000 watches. Longines was founded in 1838, and its winged hourglass logo was first used in 1889, making it the longest running unchanged active trademark in history. This brand has a lot of heritage, and when you have one of their watches on your wrist, you can really feel the quality. This is one of my favorite watches, and probably the one that I wear the most. This watch is part of the Swatch Group, and it's positioned over Hamilton and Tissot, but under Omega. It's more popular in a lot of other countries outside of America, but it still gets a lot of prestige, guys. It's known as a good watch. And I definitely think that if they were to use an in-house movement, they could be thrust into a higher tier or bracket and compete directly with Omega, Rolex, and Breitling. But the Swatch Group likes them where they're at, where they're positioned under Omega. So they're going to keep them using ETA movements to stay at the same price point. At full price, I think these watches are actually worth it, and that you're getting a pretty good deal in comparison to a lot of other brands. But you don't have to pay full price, so don't. Alright guys, let me know what you think about these 5 brands down in the comments below. And if there's any other brands you don't think you should buy at retail. I could have featured a lot of different brands in today's video, so I'll probably have to do another video where I choose another 5. And then maybe I'll choose 5 that actually retain their value pretty good. And please guys, if you could take a second, subscribe to the channel. I would be really thankful. The more this channel grows, the more content I can make, the more watches I can review. I can start having giveaways. I would really like to do some giveaways for you guys because I never win anything and I enter giveaways all the time. I'd really like to pay it forward, but for that to happen, I just need those subscribers to go up a little bit. It makes a huge difference subscribing to the channel. So truly guys, thank you. I'll catch you guys on the next video.